Hi, this is the OGR teacher, working from my living room. In a previous video, I showed how to break down a complex drawing into a variety of geometric shapes. So mostly what we've used here are circles, ovals, rectangles, and I can't remember what this one's called, but it is a geometric shape. I am going to now use this as a combination reference with this to create the drawing of a geometric heart. So the first thing that I'm going to do is match it back up with what I drew or what I created before. And I'm going to start in the center of the page, that way I have lots of room to work with. Move this up so you can see everything. Okay, so move that down. This shape kind of reminded me of a guitar pick. So a guitar pick would be kind of like a circle within a kind of like chin, or generally it'd be like an upside down is connected, whatever this is called. Look like the photo that you used, rectangle. So I'm just going to go overlap something that comes off of this and touches the edge of it. So I'm going to draw a curving rectangle that just touches the edge of what looks like a kitchen faucet to me. Now this arm appears to go underneath the kitchen faucet, so I'm going to draw two diagonal lines that connect the arm to the faucet. It also appears to perhaps just end there, or it could be a part of this that sticks out. So I'm gonna just go ahead and overlap and let it split. So technically, if you wanted to, you could draw the whole rectangle and then split the rectangle in half, and then from that point you could draw out a very loose C shape that connects back with the bigger rectangle. So continuing on this part with the kitchen sink looking faucet thing, I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to draw another smaller arc or C shape in block letter form, and some more little rectangles or squares coming off of different parts of that. So now I'm going to clean it up a bit and do some erasing so that it's clearer, and that's one reason why I would suggest sketching, which is a light version of drawing. Drawing means you put a lot of pressure down, and that way it's easier to erase. You may have ghost images if you pressed down too hard, and that's okay. Doesn't really matter. This is always practice, and you're gonna make mistakes before you get to even the point where I'm at. I've been teaching for over 11 years now, and I have a degree in art education, and anatomy is one of my favorite things to draw. So I have a lot of advantages over you, which is, you know, I'm a teacher and you're a student, or you're my student, and so I'm teaching you how to draw the way that I draw, and I'm trying to draw it in a simpler form. So now I see like a wavy line right here, so I'm going to go ahead and trace what I've got with a wavy line, and then just go over in kind of a harder, more pressure situation. that happens on this other side, on this circle. So I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing. Use a wavy line, which is a combination between a curving line and a zigzag line. It has little points that it comes down to. Then hearts are not like perfectly round, so I'm gonna just kind of like make it look strawberry shaped at the bottom. And then I'm gonna work on this circular part. Kind of looks like an onion with a top to it to me. On the drawing, I see that it touches the edge of this arm, so I'm just going to reinforce the line of the arm and curve it a little bit more than it was. And then I'm going to trace over that circle that I drew, and instead of continuing on the circle, I'm going to add 2 little extensions, one that touches and one that goes off. Then you can add more if you want, or this can be enough if you want. I would just go ahead and draw the L shape, which would be one more little rectangle that you don't draw the whole rectangle of. So then I forgot to erase this part. To curve things out, you just, instead of following the corner, you create a softer edge at that point. So here we're going to make a softer edge, and then in order to get there to be an opening, you draw an ellipse or a circle, and then trace around it, and then continue your drawing. This part is pretty well drawn already, but you do need to reinforce it with a darker line. And then moving on to this piece, which is K, it appears to go along the edge of the kitchen pipe, and even though it has the circle or the oval or the ellipse going straight up and down, mine's different, so I'm gonna go ahead and just draw it where it works for me, because this is my drawing. It is not the drawing that I'm not trying to like be a robot and copy exactly. I'm trying to create my own piece of artwork. And so, as you can see in this drawing, this ventricle touches, I think it's a ventricle, touches this other one. It does not touch in my drawing, which is not a problem. So if you're not going to add the oval part, it's helpful to add a curve at the top that shows that you just can't see that particular entrance. So on both of these, the curve is going to go outward, not inward, because if it goes inward, you're going to be able to see inside. And it has 2 little things on it that come out, and you can just add that on top. Then finishing off the edges, the outline of this, it looks like this. You just kind of trace around it, and then this part that comes off on the drawing, this is like on top, so you're going to erase the line that makes it overlap, and on the other one it's behind, you're not able to see it, so you're just going to leave the line right there, curve it out. And then this one here, if you want it to look like it is coming off the side, you can add 2 little curves so that it's like more in the middle of the shape, and then finishing it off. So now that's a really simple version of how to draw. Well, it's complex. I mean, that's a simple version of the anatomical heart. The last thing would be doing some veins if you want. Veins basically split off of each other and they are like V shapes. So you can put a V and then end it, or make it curve around some more and add another V shape. These are a little more complicated and will probably take some practice. All of this is hard and will take practice. So if you feel like you do this poorly the first time or the first few times, understand that I have drawn anatomical hearts like 1,000 times and it's still hard. I can't do it without looking at an image. Okay, so that is essentially how to draw an anatomical heart, and I hope that this has not been 14 minutes of yawn fest. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.